Okay, welcome to the Trading Buddy System Futures and Forex forecast for the week of December the 4th. My name is Kevin. It's good to be with you. I'm so excited to trade to the end of the year here. December should be a fun month. It always is with Santa Claus rally potential, and just getting into the new year is always exciting. Hope that you're evaluating your past results and seeing what you can do better for the next year for 2024 and set your goals high and stick to your process, stick to your trading goals. So let's take a look at starting with the all-important stock market futures, starting with the ES. We were right. We didn't see it come back to Monday's low. We stayed here kind of consolidating back, going back and forth, and then we still went a little bit higher. So we could see a continuation. You see how strong the advanced decline line is. In some ways, it's kind of catching up to price because price is up to this level and the advanced decline line still isn't back up to here. But usually I don't look back that far with the advanced decline line. So what I'm going to be doing is watching closely for any pullbacks. But really, if we don't get any strong pullbacks into the middle of December, we're probably just going to continue to go higher. This is this is a really strong market. So what I'm going to be doing is waiting for a little bit of a pullback, looking for sell signals, and watching that, and just waiting for more buying opportunities. Any type of pullback in this market, probably the first week and a half of December is going to maybe be a little bit choppy, pull back a little bit, but I think it's going to set up a nice buy signal. I think these markets are not over, going onwards and upwards. So for now, I'm going to kind of stay light and watch for maybe some small short for next week signals. That means we're looking for maybe attempt to go higher on Monday and then breaking Monday's low or breaking Friday's low. If that comes on Friday, breaking Friday's low on Monday, that's a big sell signal. Otherwise, we'll see Monday try to attempt to go higher, and then if Tuesday comes to Monday's low, then we'll probably come back down to this 45.50, maybe even 4,500 next week. I don't know if it'll come back down that far with how strong it's been, but we'll keep an eye on that. I wanted to show you the Dow Jones Industrial just as a quick note when it comes to trading, particularly the stock market, because sometimes we can feel like, hey, it's overvalued or it's undervalued. But in this case, you could see that ever since it was down at 32,500 and everybody was crying, saying it's going to be a recession, we're going to start the bear market, that's when everything started buying, and we haven't even looked back. You can see that we had one little pullback right there since this rally started at the end of October, and it hasn't let up pretty much at all. So what does that mean? That means that sometimes, the way that I trade, sometimes, selling at resistance and looking for this overbought nature and looking for those type of things, sometimes you're just dead wrong. And it's better to be following the trend overall, especially when we see a nice strong break of these things. And so always be careful with your risk, and always make sure that you're not putting all your eggs in one trade, in one basket. And that way you can live to trade another day. And so a lot of strength here, and it could continue. We could be looking at people saying, oh, well, now it's overbought. Now it's overbought. Well, be ever vigilant and always careful with that idea. Okay, let's take a look at the precious metals. Precious metals went higher than I expected as well, but they still went bullish. And so we got bullishness all week long. I said, hey, we're probably going to get up to the 25.50 level. We're at 25.90, folks. So we're up at these levels and retesting this 2,600, the $26 mark on silver. And so what I'm going to be doing is looking for maybe some consolidation up here a little bit and then a pullback. And I don't know if it's going to pull all the way back down to here, but if it does pull back down to the 24.50, 24 area, I'm going to be looking for buy signals again. I don't know if it'll come back down. It's looking really, really strong. And typically at the end of the year, we get strong precious metals. So we could be seeing a lot of money being funneled into silver and gold here with a dollar weakness coming into the end of the year. Speaking of gold, I said, hey, gold could probably get up to this 2020 level, 2024. Well, look where we're at, folks. We're at 2090. this level way back here that we had earlier in the year. So it again surprised me a little bit on how strong it was, even though we're still in a bullish run. I'm not expecting a huge pullback here, and so any type of pullbacks, uh, be a buyer. But if on Monday you get back to Friday's low, that's a huge sell signal. I don't think it'll happen. We'll probably come down here a couple days and then just continue to see some strengthening into the month of December. So keep your powder dry on the sells and look for buy signals. The energy markets, crude oil, we had the OPEC meetings on Thursday, and we had some strength back up into these levels. Again, almost got to that 80 level that we've been watching for, but then it got pushed back down yesterday and today on Thursday and Friday. So what I'm going to be doing is looking again for a potential buy signal. So if Monday it gets back to Friday's high, that's a buy signal. If not, Monday comes down a little bit, we're going to be waiting for a 3-bar reversal back to the upside. And like I said last week, I've been pretty not hesitant, but just been pretty light on my energy trades as of late with crude oil and natural gas. But that's what I'm going to be looking for, still coming up into this, possibly back up into this 80 range before the end of the year. It could very well stay down in this range. If it does, we're going to be setting up in January for a nice break of the trend, and seasonality says, we've got a lot of strength in the energy market at the beginning of each year. But until then, just keep your trades light, trade small. Let's jump over to the grain markets. I've been bullish on soybeans and wheat and corn. Soybeans has been struggling a little bit. We were on our way back up this way, but we've pulled back down on Friday. So I'm going to be waiting on Monday. I'm not in this market. I'm going to be looking for buy signals, possibly waiting for a little bit more pullback. But again, like I said, the commercial, if you look at the commitment to trader report on the CFTC website, commercials have been buying soybeans, corn, and wheat for a while now, and they're really bullish. And so eventually we're going to be getting higher prices in the grain markets. I just don't know when. So I'm going to be waiting for pullbacks here and then looking for trend breaks and formations of higher lows, a 3-bar reversal, those type of reversal patterns. But I'm going to be really patient with the grains here. I've lost a few trades here in the last 3 or 4 months trading wheat and corn. So let's take a look at wheat. You can see that wheat has been breaking this trend. So ever since the new contracts came about, it's been having a nice steady upwards move, and that's good. So what we're looking for is a little bit of a pullback and then an additional 3-bar reversal. So anytime we have a break of a trend like that, we usually get a pullback, and then we should start seeing some buying. So this is not surprising to me at all, but it's not too late to get involved. And so if it gets to Friday's high on Monday, that's a sell signal. We'll probably want to look at getting into there. But I think a little bit of a pullback, a couple days, and then formation of a higher low based off of this low, and then looking to go buy and then hold on for the ride. That's what I'm looking to do with these markets. Okay, and the last of the commodities, the 30-year bond. This one, again, it was just a fun trade to be a part of. It's still in the bullish range. Now, I took profits a little bit early today. I said that I was looking for the 118, the 119 or 120 level. It got up to 118, and so I took profits. It went a little bit higher than that today. But once it hit 118, I'm like, all right, we're at the beginning of a new month. We might see some dollar buying a little bit, see a pullback in this market. I could be wrong. This could just keep on going. But for now, I took some profits. If you're looking to go long, I would wait for it to pull back the first week and a half of December, and look for buy signals to continue into the end of the month. That's my best guess with this particular market. But for now, I'm on the sidelines. Okay, let's take a look at the Forex markets. We do like the Forex markets, don't we? So I don't know why we're getting double vision here on this. It's just probably we just need to refresh our screens here. Okay, so let's take a look at our Forex markets. I'm not exactly sure why we're getting double trouble on the daily candles here. It's probably just a glitch in the system here, so we'll have to ignore that. The dollar yen, we've been targeting this 145 level. It's gotten pretty close. So I got kind of I got stopped out bringing down our targets, trailing down my targets here. Well, my stops. I'm trailing down my stops. My target was here all along, and then when we had that up day on Thursday, it broke Wednesday's high, and that took some of my positions out. But you can see we're coming back down a little bit. The yen does have some strength in December, and so into the end of the year. So we could see some more selling of the dollar yen, even if the dollar has some strength. The yen could be stronger than the dollar, uh, even more than what we typically see at the beginning of each month. You know, that dollar buying at the beginning of each month. So targets are still at 145. If you're still in, if you didn't have as tight as stops as me, I'm probably going to stay on the sidelines on this market for a little bit as we go through that first week of December. So dollar yen still target at 145 based on the previous pivots back over here. With the British pound, I believe last week we said we were looking for the level of 2,700, and did we get it? We got it. It's right at 2,707 right now. We got up to there on Wednesday. It pulled back on Thursday, and it's coming right back. And so that's kind of what we expected. I expect maybe a little bit of movement on Monday, some selling next week, potentially. I could be wrong. This could just keep on going. But I think we might see some selling back into the 25 area, 26, 2,500. And then that should set up another buy signal to go up into the end of the year, possibly up back up to this 2,700 or even up to 2,800. So I'm going to be looking for sell signals, but not right away, probably back into the 2,500 area, and then looking for buy signals again. The euro has typically been stronger than the pound, but the last couple of days, the euro's been weaker. You can see that even though the pound came back up to these levels that it was at, the euro sold off. And that's interesting because last week I was looking for the level of 110, and look at what level it came to. It came right up to the 110, stayed there for a little bit, consolidated up there, and then it's promptly sold off. So that 110 level was a nice magnet price for us. So right now it's back down to the 0870 area, 0880 is where it kind of closed, but it came down a little bit lower. I expect with the dollar buying potentially that it might get a little bit lower back in the 107, or even come all the way back to that yearly open of 107.04. I think that's possible to come back all next week, you know, to cover a 180 pip range. And so 180 pips over a course of 5 days isn't too much to ask. So I would be cautious with it, of course, because you never know what can happen. But I think we're setting up a little bit of a sell counter trend to this new upwards trend. But I still think we're going to be in an uptrend for the rest of the year. We're just going to wait for a new buy signal to form, and then possibly get back up to that 110 level before the end of the year. But that's the way I see it. I could be wrong. That's how I'm going to trade it. But again, if we get some really heavy buying on Monday, then we'll be really careful to see a formation of a lower high, a three-bar reversal like that, kind of creating head and shoulders. That'll be a good sell opportunity to the middle of December, and then I would start buying again the euro and the pound. That's my plan. The euro yen sure was fun this week. We made some good money on the euro yen on some of my accounts. Not a huge position, but man, it was fun to watch this come into play, because right here we get a sell signal with our ADX. We get a form move down, and then a formation of a lower high, and then it goes right to our previous target here. A previous resistance becomes new support. Now, this could keep on going. Remember, this is just one candle right there. This could keep on going down, depending on how strong the yen is against the euro. But for a trade like that, that was a good 350 pips for us on that. 350 pips, 360 pips. So that was a great little trade. I'm going to be on the sidelines to see what it lets to do. It might want to bounce back up to this level here, maybe create another lower high, and then we'll see some more selling. Maybe we'll see that happen. But overall, this has been a very, very strong uptrend, the euro yen. And so could this be the apex of it? potentially, but it might not be over either. It might find some support here like we thought, and this would be the formation of a, a lower high, excuse me, a higher low here, and then an expansion to the upside. But we'll just have to see how the yen turns out. But these are the fun times when you have a target, you have a trade that looks pretty good, and then you just trade to previous pivot points, and it comes to fruition. So that one worked out really well this week. It was really fun to watch that happen. All right, well, that's it for me for this week. Just going to be watching these markets that I watch every week. I really appreciate you joining me. Again, this isn't a signals. I just hope that you can find value in how I approach the markets, and sticking to long-term levels, and then being patient with some of these markets to kind of tell us what they want to do before we take action. Now, I'm not always right, but as you can see over the last 4 months since I've been doing this, we've had some pretty spot on forecasting with some of these markets. It's been a lot of fun. And I've been totally wrong on some of the others, so just keep that in mind. But if you have any markets, particularly in the Forex as well, that you would like me to look at, be sure to email me at kevin@tradingbuddysystem.com, and I'm happy to help in any way that I can and give you my 2 bits if you'd like it. Otherwise, wish you the best with your trading next week and into the Christmas holiday. And please consider liking and subscribing if you like this content. Thanks so much, and take care.